This week marks the 40th anniversary of the Vietnam War. A somber anniversary with a high cost, 58,000 dead Americans. The Pentagon expected to spend millions on related events, even as protests have already begun. But now, let's fast forward 2 decades later to one woman who made it her life's work, bringing hope and triumph to the children of Vietnam. Christina Noble is the subject of a new biopic, and joining us now to share her story is the film's writer and director, Stephen Bradley. Thanks so much for joining us here today on Newsmax Now.
That's a pleasure, thanks.
So, can you tell us who exactly is Christina Noble, and what is it about her that inspired you to make this film?
Christina Noble is an Irish woman. She's still alive. She's 70 and she's still very much working in Vietnam. As a child, she had a really tough childhood in Ireland, which included homelessness. And she had a dream in her 20s, literally a dream, that she should go to Vietnam for some reason. After she'd brought up her own children, she went to Vietnam in 1989 and discovered that her destiny was to look after street children. And since then, she has helped over 700,000 street children in Vietnam and also in Mongolia. The reason that I wanted to tell the story is that it's the most extraordinary story, and we've screened the film right across the States in festivals, and the reaction constantly is, this is an amazing story, how come we haven't heard it, even in the context of Vietnam? And so what I say to them is, it is an extraordinary story, and here it is. That's why I made the film.
Stephen Bradley, thanks so much for joining us. We apologize, but we do have some breaking news that we need to let our viewers know about right now. We'll come to you as soon as we can. And now we want to go back to Stephen Bradley, I believe. Are you back with us? Sorry, Stephen, we had to interrupt you for that breaking news with the president joining us in the Rose Garden. But let's go back again. I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about the film again. It's a very inspiring story about an Irish woman who is still alive today. If you could, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about her specifically and what drew her to Vietnam.
What drew her to Vietnam was that when she was in her 20s, she had this very strong dream, literally a dream in her sleep, that told her she should go to Vietnam. And she waited until she brought up her own children, and in 1989, went to Vietnam, not really knowing why, and discovered this huge problem with street children living on the streets, and has since then saved and helped over 700,000 street children. But the most remarkable thing about her is that she has a love of music and humor, and she uses that to kind of energize her work in Vietnam.
Now, Stephen, when you say that she went over there and helped over 7,000 children, what exactly was she doing?
700,000 children.
Oh, 700,000.
So she has set up
big difference. Thank you for clarifying that.
Big difference.
Big difference.
And from small beginnings, she set up one center in Saigon, which is a health center and also a school, and also houses some children. She's since set up 100 projects across Vietnam, be it a kindergarten in the middle of the Mekong Delta in the jungle, or a school for the blind, or many other projects. And so she's had a huge impact on the country. And now you've done a film about her life. Let's real quickly, in the time that we have remaining, let's talk about the Christina Noble Foundation. What can you tell us about it? People can look at our website, thenoblemovie.com, and that will show them the trailer and also lead them to links about the foundation. So the foundation is an ongoing enterprise to help children both in Mongolia and in Vietnam, and she's obviously at the forefront of this, and I suppose the story of the movie tells how that foundation came about, but really goes back to her early life and shows why she has been able to deal with street children in Vietnam, which is that she was homeless herself in Dublin in the 1960s. Now, real quickly, we only have like 10 seconds remaining, but if you were going to tell people in one sentence why they should go out and see this film, what would it be? Because it's an extraordinary story, and it's uplifting and inspiring despite the hardship. There's also humor and a lot of music in the film. Well, you definitely have inspired us. Thank you for joining us here on Newsmax Now. Good to have you.